Hello, this is OverlordBou, back with another ship review video, and today we'll be looking at the upcoming Tier A British cruiser, the HMS Colossus. Now, the HMS Colossus IRL was a light carrier commissioned in 1944, but it didn't really see any action during the World War II. Instead, she was loaned and later bought by the French Navy before being decommissioned in 1974. Now, the HMS Colossus will be available in the Armory on Friday, May 19th. So you guys can get it then. So as you may recall, the Colossus will be obtained from Royal Navy Premium Containers. There'll be 9 consecutive bundles in the Armory for doubloons that offer increasing groups of containers at various discounts. The 10th bundle contains the Colossus with a 3-point commander and is priced at 1 credit. So pretty much that means that if the Colossus is not dropped after the purchase 31 containers and the consecutive bundles, it will be unlocked for purchase at the cost of 1 credit. So pretty much you can get it from the container, but each container you only have a 1.5% chance of dropping the Colossus on the own for that. And pretty much each RN premium container is worth 750 doubloons each, and there is 31 containers can be purchased in consecutive bundles at discount. The total discount cost of the containers of 31 is 17,850 doubloons. The total cost of buying the 31 containers without a discount is 23,250 doubloons. And the Colossus can drop from those containers, but will be available for 1 credit at the end of the considered bundles if you do not get it. So pretty much if you want to gamble and get the ship that way, you can, but overall I wouldn't really highly recommend this ship when there's other better carriers anyway, and I'll be going over that and reasoning why throughout the video. But again, I'll be going throughout the video, but again, I don't want to really recommend this ship due to the gambling aspect. You guys know how much I hate the gambling aspect of the containers, so I wouldn't really recommend it that way. And if you're buying all of them for 17,850, that's already a high price for a tier 8 premium. Normally the tier 8 premiums are around 12,000 doubloons, so I wouldn't really recommend it for that, but if you guys want to get it, you can. Totally up to you guys though in that regard. So so overall I'll be giving a general overview for stats and playstyle, followed by a commentary about throughout the replay. Now, first up is the captain build upgrades will be shown on the top right corner, so you guys can take a look at that as the replay goes on. Now, going on about her armor, which will be shown also on the top right. Befitting of her light carrier designation, the Colossus in game is practically unarmored. Anything that hits her is practically guaranteed to deal damage. Her only upside is the small citadel that sits slightly after the bridge. It is difficult to hit, but anything that does hit it will quickly spell disaster for her. Even DD shells will citadel her if they hit their broadside. Also, the armor deck is only 25 millimeters, so anything with about 25 millimeter HE pin can just start clapping the living crap out of this ship. So definitely really painful. And the secondaries can't even defend yourself at all, so Ds can literally walk up to you for free if they want to. And you do have a 25 knot top speed, which ensures you aren't getting away at all. Only your team can save you if a DD sneaks up on you. But of course, moving on, we'll be talking about the different armaments of the ship, and throughout them you'll be able to see the attack run for each. So of course, CVs are about bombing enemy ships with their planes, but her AP rockets are actually really good. They're absolutely insane. They're AP rockets. The attack run be on the top right. You can literally dev strike broadside cruisers and CVs. Even BBs still take a lot of damage if you are able to aim properly. Basically, the AP rockets are your best weapons. Conserve them for nuking cruisers when possible. But yeah, they're definitely a lot of fun to use, but unfortunately, whenever I was playing them, I couldn't get them to work right, so rip me in that regard. Now, her torpedo bombers are mediocre, but they do the job well enough. They're pretty much worse than the Implacables torpedoes if you want to do a comparison. Now, the attack run will be shown on the top right. They can only perform 2 attack runs, and she doesn't get too many of them either. So you definitely want to use them more against BBs, but don't expect too much damage out of them. Now, the level bombers are similar to Implacables, dropping more bombs but do less damage per hit. The attack room will be shown on the top right. They're definitely good for setting fires and bombing lightly armored BBs like the Richelieu. I wouldn't consider them good, but you can spam them due to their relatively fast regeneration time, which is pretty nice. So for a playstyle, I'd recommend leading off with the level bombers to scout for your team. The rockets are too valuable to risk early on, so definitely keep them in reserve until you find a target of opportunity. And then you want to harass the DDs with level bombers and BBs with torpedoes in the meantime. So once you see a vulnerable cruiser, you definitely want to take out your AP rockets and focus their broadside. If done properly, you can take out half their HP per run. Light cruisers especially make for juicy targets, but most heavies are also free food. So you definitely want to aim for the waterline and watch the citadels roll in. Rinse and repeat, though rockets can be used against other broadside targets if necessary. Now, while the Colossus can be fun, I don't think she's that all good of a ship. Her extreme fragility means any sort of focus fire and even a lone DD can quickly kill you. Smart DDs can also angle or dodge her attacks, making her somewhat more of a potato killer. Also, again, as you were seeing throughout this match, I did have the enemy CV sniping me as well, and if you're seeing how much damage it was doing, just imagine that being like a more, if he actually focused me more, he would have actually killed me. So he definitely did a really good job almost killing me in this match. Luckily he didn't, so that's pretty good. But again, you're able to get the Colossus on May 19th, Friday, so pretty much the day after this video release. So if you guys are interested in getting her, you can, but you do have to get the Royal Navy Premium containers, which cost 750 doubloons each. And pretty much, if you don't get her in any of the containers, like pretty much the whole cost of all 31 containers is 17,850 doubloons. And the total buying of it without a discount is 23,250 doubloons. So if you want to play that much for a historical ship, you can. But again, for the overall gameplay, I wouldn't really recommend it too highly. The rockets are definitely a lot of fun to use if you can hit them properly. And they can also damage CVs really, really well. Unfortunately, I pretty much played 10 matches with this ship. I only did like I did 2 matches out of 10 matches. I did about 2 with 100k damage, and the rest were about 70k to 60k average. So normally I wouldn't really recommend it too highly in that regard, because you can get a Kaga or a Takalov or still really good CVs at tier 8. So that's why I wouldn't really recommend it too much because of that. So pretty much, as the title says, the HMS Colossus, a wonder boat or useless relic. I would definitely say in this for World of Warships, I would say definitely a useless relic in that regard. IRL though, Colossus was a really cool ship. Unfortunately, I didn't see too much action during World War II. But yeah, IRL was an amazing ship, really cool historical purposes when it's sold to the French. But other than that, in World of Warships, unfortunately, it's just not that. It's worse than an Implacable, pretty much. Like if you want a British CV, I'll recommend more the Implacable. At least you can buy that straight up, and you don't have to try to gamble for it. Of course, later on, the ship will be available for doubloons, but at this point, it's not really worth it. It's better just to wait for it to come out and where you can actually get it without having to gamble for it. But again, I would definitely recommend just getting the Implacable over this ship. The Implacable's a lot of fun to play and does better than this ship. The only real gimmick for this ship is the rockets, which I couldn't really showcase too well, unfortunately. The AP rockets do really, really, really good damage and have a lot of pen. They can pen the upper deck of battleships. They can pen the citadels of cruisers and CVs. They do a lot of damage. So I would definitely recommend, like, for fun memes, the rockets can do an insane amount of damage for sure. But again, I wouldn't really recommend getting the Colossus just due to the fact that a lot of the gimmick is off of those rockets. So if any ship properly angles the rockets, they're not going to do as well. Which is kind of the gimmick of the rockets, where if you can't just get, if you don't get a broadside or a good broadside angle too much, you're not going to do much damage at all. so it's kind of a disaster. But yeah, again, I do apologize though for the replays. I did do 10, but I couldn't get, this is pretty much the best one that I think I showcased where I didn't just get dev struck, because the ship was so easy to, the ship was so easy to get like hunted down or killed, that this was like one of the only matches where I was actually able to survive. Because if anyone spouts you at all and gets any shots, they can snipe you across the map, they can shoot you anywhere. You just have so little armor. Even DDs, even a submarine gun can kill you. I think even the submarine gun can citadel you. It's pretty hilarious to think about, actually.
Our team has taken the
But yeah,
lead.
other than that though, the rockets are definitely a lot, like, they can be fun. The rockets can be fun. It's just, unfortunately, I couldn't utilize them correctly, so that's more of a skill issue on my behalf. So, kind of a disaster in that regard because of me. But yeah, though, hope you guys though are having yourself a wonderful, wonderful week. With it being May. How'd you also, since you guys are here, what'd you guys think of the COTS casting this time around? Did you guys enjoy the COTS this time around? Like by casting with SAT score, sneaky, Iron Man, and incandescent? So you guys can let me know what you guys thought of it, if you guys liked it or didn't like it. Because during next COTS, I'll definitely be casting again. Definitely excited to try to get the cast later this year. And usually, COTS is usually in October, so I'll probably be I'll be casting again later this year during October. So it'll be a lot of fun for sure. But yeah, pretty much at this point though in the match, it's kind of more of a cleanup. We were able to clean out this flank. They were really hard positioned in that 10 line area there, but we were able to squeeze them out there, thankfully. But yeah, it was a very good match by my team. The team did a good job working together and cleaning out the team. Very well done by them. Kind of just watching at this point. Kind of just watching it at this point, just watching like the drops.
Is in sight.
But yeah, at this point though, the match is pretty much done, so we're kind of just watching the end of it at this point. But yeah, again, you can get the ship starting on Friday, May 19th. If you guys are interested, definitely can check it out. But again, I wouldn't really highly recommend this ship unless you want to have like a lot of fun with the rockets, which can be definitely really trolly. You can CV snipe with the rockets as well. They do like a really good job in that regard. They do like an amazing job with the rockets can do an amazing job with CV sniping, which I couldn't really showcase too much in this match. Actually, no, did I? Actually, no. Actually, I showcased it here. Let me see how much damage I do to him. Let me see if I aim too high or too low here. I don't remember how I aimed here. Let me see. That was a 15k. That's not bad. It's pretty good. 15k. Pretty nice. I didn't get any citadels though. I feel like if I aimed a little bit lower, I would have gotten citadels. I misaimed that one. That's more of a skill issue of my part. I should have aimed a little bit lower. I'm not used to rockets being able to pen to citadels, but this particular ship you can. Nice. But yeah, pretty much that is the end of the match. So hope you guys like the replay and such. But yep, that is going to be it for the day. If you guys have any questions or concerns, let me know in the comments down below. I was thinking the team was 1700, so nice. But yeah, thank you guys for watching the video. And yeah, I was hacked, by the way, recently. So if you guys saw that, yeah, rip.